and is given by Sn. Okay. Then in next line you write dH by dx is equal to negative since h decreases when x increases. If you increase the distance, our value of h decreases. As you all know, in upstream we have the total energy is maximum, and because of this friction, the bottom of the channel, that total energy at the downstream section will be less. So if we all know the open channel flow, it's traveling from a higher elevation to the lower elevation. So if we move forward, again it will be reduced. Okay? That is why dH by dx we are going to consider negative since h decreases when x increases. When we increase the distance, our energy decreases, because if we increase the length of the channel, that means we are increasing the friction. Okay? If the friction is increased, then our energy is decreases. Okay? So that is why we are going to consider as negative. Okay? Then you come to this term, that is dz by dx. This is nothing but is the bed slope and is represented by sb. dz by dx is nothing but a bed slope and is represented by sb. So again, that dz by dx is also negative since z decreases as x increases. Definitely, if you see in this diagram, your datum head here z is more than datum head here z this because of this z. Okay, as that line, datum line is a straight line, is a reference line, and here that bed of level is in a higher elevation. So this z is always greater than this. Okay? That is why our dz by dx is negative. Okay, since z decreases as x increases. Okay? Now we are going to substitute this value here in equation number 1. Okay? dh by dx we are going to substitute sf, and we are going to take it as negative. Okay, so it will be minus sf. Okay, and dz by dx is also minus sb. So we substitute here. Here we substitute minus sf is equal to minus sb, and other terms will remain same. Okay, dy by dx plus dt of x d square by twice. So if you bring this sb in left hand side, it will be positive because here it is negative. So if you bring here, it will be positive. So sb minus sf is equal to, this will remain same. Okay? dy by dx plus dt of x d square by yc. Okay? Then again, this dy by dx will remain same. Here we will write d by dy, d square by twice will remain same. See here we have substitute an extra term called dy, so we have to put dy in the numerator also, so that it will be cancelled. Okay? And we will get back to this step again. So d by dy, d square by twice and dy by dx. Okay? Here also we have dy by dx. Here also we have dy by dx. To bring it out, it will be 1 plus d by dy d square by twice. First you write down till here. SB minus SF. Other term this dy by dx will remain same. 1 plus d by dy. Then we replace that velocity. That discharge is equal to area multiplied by velocity. Or you can say velocity is equal to q by a. So we are replacing that velocity q by a. So velocity square is there. So q square by a square. Okay. Then we move on to the next step. One by a square. So we are going to differentiate one by a square. So this will be your minus 2, because if you differentiate this 1 by a square, or you can write a to the power minus 2. If you differentiate this, it will be minus 2 a to the power minus 2 minus 1. Okay. So it will be minus 2 a to the power minus, okay, or you can write minus 2 divided by a cube. So after it differentiate, we will get this, okay. But a is not y, because we are differentiating with respect to y. But a is a function of y, so it will be again dA by dy. So we will be having 1 by a square. So you can write a to the power minus 2. If you differentiate this, we will get minus 2 a to the power minus 2 minus 1. Okay. So it will be minus 2 a to the power minus 3. Or you can also write minus 2 divided by a cube. Okay. Multiplied by, again, your a is a function of y, but it's not y. Okay. So we have to differentiate again area with respect to y. So dA by dB. So dy by dx will be remain same. 1 plus 2 is there, minus 2 is there, and here also twice z. So this 2 will be cancelled out. We will be having minus is there. Q square divided by z multiplied by, we will be having a cube. So here also we have a cube. And we all know, we have discussed many times, dA by dy is nothing but your top. Have discussed many times, dA by dy is nothing but your top. So in place of dA by dy, you can write top. Further, if you write, because here we have SB minus SF. Okay. Here we have SB minus SF. Find an expression for dy by dx. This will come in denominator. Okay. So SB minus SF divided by 1 minus q square t by ga cube minus q square t by ga cube. So this is the general dynamic equation for gradually varying flow. The general dynamic equation of gradually varying flow. Equation 2 is the general dynamic equation of gradually varied flow. After that, you can write this q square t by ga cube. You can write this term as q square divided by ga square multiplied by t by a. Q square by a square, you can write v square by g. Here also you can write 1 by a by t. A by t is nothing but your d. If you remember, d is equal to a by t. So v square by gd, v square by this is g and this is d. Okay, gd is equal to, if you remember, our third number is e by root over gd. Okay, e is equal to a by t. Okay, that's actually we are about to bring FR in this particular equation number 2. Okay? So v square by gd. So we have this expression. Okay? E. So that's why we will write this v by root over gd. If you do square, you will get this equation back. Okay, that is v square by gd. Okay, root over gd multiplied by root over gd is gd. Okay? So you can write this, and in place of this v by root over gd, you can write this expression q square t by ga cube. In place of this, you can directly write fr square. Okay? That means here in equation 2, that q square t by ga cube, you can replace by this with fr square. Okay? You can replace this term with fr square. Then we will discuss in the next class Hydraulic mean that is equal to depth of flow. Okay, so you can substitute those things here using this your dynamic equation. Okay, this is our general dynamic equation. Dy by dx is equal to sb. We have taken common here. It's up to you which expression you want to use. Okay, the same thing. And then again q square t by ga cube you can modify it by using this condition wide rectangular, and you will get some expression, and you can substitute here later on. Okay, so depending on this shape and condition you again modify your dynamic equation. Depends on you. Okay, suppose for wide rectangular you have q square t by ga cube. Here it's a rectangular channel and it's wide. This is the level of water. Okay, so here in place of top width, this is our top width. For rectangular channel your top width and bottom width will be same. Top width and bottom width will be same. So we can write in place of top width we can write b. Okay, divided by g area, again it's b into y. Okay, for a rectangular channel your area is b into y, so b square into, sorry, b cube into a cube. Okay, then again you have q square, so this b and here one b will be cancelled out, so we'll get g b square y cube. G b square y cube. Again your small q discharge per unit width, a small q, so in place here q square and b square you can write small q square gy cube. This is nothing but your yc for a rectangular channel. Yc is q square by g. Okay, so remember yc is q square by g to the power 1 by 3, to the power 1 by 3, to the power 1 by 3. So yc is equal to q square by g to the power 1 by 3, or you can write yc cube, yc cube divided by y cube. Okay, so you can write yc by y whole cube, and you can substitute here q square t by ga cube. Okay, consider r is equal to y, so it will be y to the power 2 by 3. In place of r we are going to substitute y value. Okay, this is discharge is equal to a by n y to the power 2 by 3 s f to the power half. Okay, for equation number 5, when the flow is uniform, because in the assumption you have seen we have considering the flow is an uniform, your y equal to yn and sf to be equal to sb. For uniform flow all the depths are same and your slope is also same. Okay, so now we have to divide this equation 5 and 6. So you'll get q by q, and if you divide this equation, okay, this is y to the power 2 by 3 and root over sf divided by sb. Okay, finally we get an expression for sf by sb. Okay, just write down the steps. Okay, this is a simple mathematics, you can easily understand this thing. If you don't, then you just ask me in the next class. Okay, simple mathematics, we have to just divide both the equation. Okay, and you will get a value for sf divided by sb, and I'll tell you why we need this expression for sf divided by sb for wide rectangular. What we have derived just now for wide rectangular. Okay, and for q square t by ga cube we are going to substitute this expression. Okay, just to simplify the calculation. Okay, So you can see here, okay. So SB divided by SF 3 per half, okay. They got one expression, and then finally they got this expression, okay. Y by yn to the power 10 by 3. And that expression we are going to substitute here. Yn by yn by y 10 to the power 3. And here again yc by y to the power 3. Okay, so for a white rectangular, if I ask you to find out change in depth with respect to distance, that is dy by dx, you can directly use this expression. Or similarly, you can derive an expression for other shape also, like trapezoidal, like triangular shape, or any kind of shape. Okay, we can simplify the equation. Okay, simply by providing the depth and base slope, we can directly find out the dy by dx. Okay, so we'll solve few numericals related to gradually varied flow. So you can this is not in your syllabus, or I think this the direct step method is there in your syllabus. Okay, let's see. We'll try to solve one method to solve gradually varied flow equation using one method. Okay, but those are not much important in your syllabus, because when you go for master degree you used to do all this thing. Okay, so here, but you should know the methods. What are the methods we are going to use for solving that gradually varied flow equation? Okay, one is direct step method, second is your modified step method, then next one is your graphical integration method, fourth is integration with the help of varied flow function, and fifth one is numerical integration method. So you just write down the methods to solve your gradually varied flow. These are the methods, mathematical methods that you use for solving slopes. Classification of channel bed slope. Okay, this is the next topic. Classification of channel bed slopes. Channel shape, critical depth yc of flow exists. Okay, so for this known critical depth, for this particular critical depth, if you want to find out the slope corresponding to that particular critical depth, that slope is called critical slope. Okay, so critical slope is nothing but slope at critical depth. Okay, slope at critical depth is denoted by sc. Hence, in this situation, your bed slope is nothing but your critical slope. Okay, and your normal depth is equal to yc. Is your normal depth is equal to critical depth. So the depth of flow is critical at this time, and if you find out the slope, that is called your critical slope. Okay, next is your mild slope. So this mild slope is when your bottom slope SB is less than the critical slope. When your bed slope is less than your critical slope, that is your SB is less than SC, the slope is called mild. Okay, so in critical slope your SB is equal to SC, it's same. If it is less than SC, then it's called mild. Okay, if it is greater than SC, it's stiff. So your bed slope, if it is same as your critical slope, then we can say that the slope is mild. Sorry, critical slope. If your bed slope is less than the critical slope, then you can say the slope is mild. Okay. If it is greater than critical slope, then you can say that slope is steep slope. Okay. So here also your normal depth is mild. In mild, your normal depth is greater than critical depth, and your third steep slope, your normal depth is less than critical slope. Okay. Fourth one is horizontal slope. When channel bottom slope is 0, that is your SB equal to 0, then we can say the slope is horizontal slope. Okay. And your depth of flow will be normal depth of flow is in infinity. Okay. Or horizontal slope. And one is your adverse slope, that is negative. When your base slope is in negative, then we can say that your slope is adverse slope and your normal depth is imaginary or not existent. Okay, you can say that slope is less than 0, that is your negative. You can say that yn is imaginary, that is not existent. Okay, so these are the slopes we have. One is critical slope, mild slope, steep slope, horizontal slope, adverse slope. Okay, in critical slope your SB is equal to SC and your normal depth is equal to critical depth. Mild slope, when your base slope is 0 and your yn is infinity. Adverse slope, when your base slope is less than 0, that is in negative. So there will be an adverse or negative bed and your yn is imaginary or not existent. Okay. So these are the slopes, and based on the slopes we have some profiles. Okay. So those profiles we are going to discuss in the next class. in gradually varied flow. Okay. For mild. Okay. Similarly, profiles are named as C profiles, S profiles, A profiles, H profiles occurring in C is for critical. So the profiles occurred in critical slope is called C profiles. If it is in steep slope, then it is called S profiles. If it is in adverse, then it's called A profiles. And similarly for horizontal slope, it's called H profiles. Okay, respectively. Again, if you say M profile, C profile, and S profile, A profile, and H profiles are further classification based on zones. Okay, above the channel bottom in which they occur. Okay. We have three zones basically: zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. So based on that zone, in which zone that profile is there, based on that we are again rename those profiles. Okay, like M1, M2, M3, C1, C2, C3, S1, S2, S3, and so on. Okay, depending on which zone the profile is occur, we classify again. Okay. Yeah. So you can see for a given discharge, channel section and roughness coefficient normal depth yn and critical depth yc may be obtained. Okay, definitely using your Manning's equation, we can obtain all these parameters. Okay, thus your NDL, that is your normal depth line, and critical depth line divide the portion above the channel bottom into three zones, okay, except for adverse and horizontal slopes. Okay. So apart from adverse and horizontal slopes, in other slopes, that is your critical, mild, and steep. Okay, these two line divides the whole area into three zones. Your normal depth will be greater than YC. Okay, so this is your bed of the channel. See, this is your bed of the channel. Okay, then we have critical depth line, critical depth line. Then we have normal depth line. Why we put normal depth line above critical depth line? Because here the slope is less than your critical slope, and we have already said your yn is greater than yc for your mild slope. Okay, whatever we have studied in previous section. Okay, so that is why yn is greater than yc. Okay, for mild slope. Similarly, for steep slope, your sb is greater than yc and your yn is less than yc. Okay, reverse than what we have studied in mild slope. Okay, so that is why your normal depth is here, normal depth is here, and critical depth line is above the normal depth line for your steep slope. Okay, so each that NDL and CDL divides the whole section into three zones: zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. Depending on the zone, suppose this is your mild slope, then the profile in the mild slope will be M profile. Okay, M profile. Okay, so if it is in zone 1, then it will be M1. If it is in zone 2, then the profile will be mild only for M2 zone. Okay, or if it is in M3, then sorry, in zone 3, then it will be M3. And similarly here also for steep slope we will be having S1, then S2, and the last one is S3. Okay, depending on which zone this profile is occur, we again classify this profile into S1, S2, or S3 similarly. Okay? Okay. So in critical depth, in critical slope, if you remember, we said that your grade slope and your critical slope is same, and your yn and yc will be coincide. So that is why if you see here in critical slope, we'll be having only zone 1 and zone 3. That is your CDL and NDL is coincide. Okay, so we'll be having zone 1 from bottom to CDL, or NDL is zone 3, and then CDL and NDL, between the space between your normal depth line and CDL line is our zone 2, which is not here. Okay, as both the line is coincide. So that is why we'll be having only zone 1 and zone 3. So if we come for C profile, that is a critical slope profile, we'll be having only C1 and C3. And similarly for adverse, we'll be having only zone 2 and zone 3. Okay, and for your horizontal also we'll be having only zone 2 and zone 3. Okay, equation number, figure number 3, 6.3. Okay, you can see here, if you have a profile in zone 2, it will be M2 profile. Okay, if you have here, it will be M3 profile. Okay, and here will be M1 profile. Okay, so it's depending on the profile in which zone they occur. Okay, so this diagram you can draw later on also when I give you this PDF file. Okay, okay. So you can see here occurrence of M1 profiles in different situations. So this type of situations we have already discussed for gradually varied flow. If you see in the first figure, the flow is flowing, and we have substitute one obstruction, or you can say dam, or any van, or any barrage. Okay, then our flow water will be gradually increasing, that we have already discussed. Okay, and your slope will be mild in upstream, definitely. If downstream, our slope will be maximum, or you can say steep. Okay, so in upstream, our slope will be mild, so your SB equal to, less than SC. Okay, normal depth will be greater than your YC. Okay, so definitely your profile is gradually increasing, so it is in zone 1. So you can say that M profile is in zone 1. That is why we have written M1 profile. Okay, here also if we use sluice gate also, once this is zone 1, this is zone 2, this is zone 3. In upstream, it will be M1 because it will be gradually increasing. And if we open, then there will be a, you can say, hydraulic jump where it starts from zone 3. Okay, then it will increase. Okay, so that profile here it will be M3. 4, integration with the help of varied function. And number 5 is numerical integration method. And then for numerical integration method, we have number of option, which one you want to use.